like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the ribbon, we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing it. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Look what's next for me, girl.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? Oh, baby, we got a little little bit of a dump ski as we have some news coming out about Iran. I'm not really going to get into this too much here, guys. But yeah, FOMC aftermath. To be honest, Jay Powell kind of sounding pretty good. But then we got some other news, some geopolitical stuff that came in that is potentially affecting the price of Bitcoin, guys. What are we going to see coming up here? Oh, God, what is up with this microphone? Unbelievable, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, what are we going to see next here with Bitcoin? Let me lower my levels just a little bit here, guys. Are we about to see much lower prices for Bitcoin? Now, as you guys know, regardless of what is dumping Bitcoin right now, although it's not really that big of a move, I will talk about how every time there is some kind of news event or some kind of catalyst that brings the price of Bitcoin down, those signals are always on the charts. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news every single time. And if you guys watched yesterday's live stream or the market update that I dropped earlier today, you will know that there were some potential signs on the chart pointing to some more downside. We have some money flow coming out on the medium time frames. We have a 2-day red dot that I believe is now printing. Definitely a potentially bearish sign here. Are we about to see the play out of the bearish scenario here? I want to talk about the possibilities of that, or are we just going to get spooked to the downside before a bigger move up? We're going to be breaking it all down on tonight's live stream, guys. We're going to be talking about the key levels as we are bouncing almost to the dollar off of a very, very key level here. It's not very strong bounce, but we have just hit a very, very key level. But I want to talk about everything on tonight's live stream, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see. Come on, Bear Trash. Shout out to Nick Avelli. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Hopefully, it is a bear trap, but we will go ahead and take a look here. Like I said, guys, these signals have been on the chart for this potential push to the downside, and I want to talk about what we can look at coming up here in the future. So don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some crypto or even some Frankie Candles hats. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, we will add some Frankie Candles hats. This is one of my favorite colorways here, the speckled white back. But yeah, we will drop 3 of those into the giveaway if we get 550 likes. But let's go. Yo, yeet it. Shout out to Goldavelli. I will say, guys, Jay Powell actually sounded pretty good today. Some bullish language coming out of him today. So that didn't seem too bad. But then we got that news. To be quite honest, guys, I just sat back down at my desk. If somebody give me a quick, let me see here. Shout out to... Yeah, shout out to Motivation Pulse said Frankie Wells are dumping on us. But again, guys, I'm going to show you exactly what we were looking at the chart to potentially call for this move down. Because as we know, as a technical trader, we don't even really need to necessarily, you want to keep an eye on the news events, but you don't necessarily need to keep that close of an eye if you know what you're looking at on the charts. We just trade the charts here. And then those news events just, for some reason, help our biases. If we think it's going to pump, those news events will just happen and help us pump. But we're already looking at those signals on the chart. So I want to talk about that in today's live stream. Shout out to George. What is going on? We got Captain Kirk, guys. Show our mods some love here in the chat. They help us out endlessly with this YouTube channel. So I don't think you guys love them as much as I do. Might be a tight fight there. But drop some love in the chat for the mods. Shout out to Creighton C. What is going on? We got RS Schwartz says, "Let's goat, baby." Shout out to RS Schwartz. Thank you for being here, bro. We got Mateo in the chat. We got Edward Torres. What is going on? We got Shogun. Let's get it. Pennywise. What is going on, Pennywise? Welcome in. We got Gen Z. And last but not least, happy birthday, Rob the Crypto Snob. But now, last but not least, we got Wayne C. and the Godfather. And Manitoir. Shout out to Manitoir. Show the Godfather and Manitoir some respect in the chat. Trust me, you want to respect the Godfather. He may or may not be my dad. I don't know. I don't think he is. I think my dad's got a different username. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys, and see what we could try to figure out here looking at Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Here we go. So here we are. Let me actually hide some of these levels really, really quickly. Bada boom. So I just want to pull up the naked chart here real quick, guys, just to break down exactly what we're looking at here. And while I do that, I need you guys to turn around and look the other way for 1 second. I don't know what that was. It looked like something yellow was near. I don't know what that was, guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Shout out to DJ. Says, how does the geopolitical stuff influence the Bitcoin price? Can somebody explain the correlation based on data? Shout out to DJ. I'm probably not the guy to explain that to you, but what I can do is show you why I don't even really necessarily pay too much attention to that stuff. Oh, shout out to Jason Casper. What is going on, bro? Thank you so much for that super chat. Said, I should have sold in May and walked away. I'm done with this crypto scam. Yo, shout out to Jason Casper, bro. Thank you for being here, man. Jason, what are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking, man? We are at an interesting point in the market right now. And yeah, I should have sold in May and walked away as well. Unfortunately, I did the opposite. I actually, not in May, but I did buy some alts in April. So hopefully I didn't buy the top there, Jason. But we'll go down together, bro. If we're going down, we're going to go down together. And that's all that matters. But let me know, bro. What do you think is going to happen here? I guess you're about to find out what I think. But I'd love to see what you think. Shout out to Alex, said same here. I'll be honest. I do think that, listen, guys. I don't know, this is not really that crazy of a dump, obviously, but I want to talk about this. I do think we are generally still bullish, but like I said, guys, a couple of weeks ago, right as we were coming down to 53K, on this retracement to the upside, I'm going to explain why we still could be in the danger zone, especially if we were to get some kind of black swan event to happen, something geopolitically, who knows, and I want to explain why we could be in danger of that, and it all starts with the higher time frames. Now, number one, something we were looking at on yesterday's live stream was the money flow and the VWAPs on the higher daily time frames. Now, guys, these time frames do take a little bit more time to play out. However, we do have our VWAP curving over here as well as money flow trending to the downside. Now, and I'll be honest with you guys. A couple weeks ago, we were kind of talking. I'm not saying we're definitely going to dump, but we've been talking about money flow coming out on these higher time frames for quite some time, and it's not really what people want to hear, right? People really only want to hear up only, unless you actually want to make money. You probably just want to hear the truth. But most people just want to hear up and to the right only. If you don't want to say that, they basically want you to keep your mouth shut. But we have been keeping an eye on some very specific things. Money flow on the four-day, which again, this isn't like it's crossing over into the red just yet. So, there is still obviously a chance here, and we've only come down a little bit. This isn't that scary of a dump. But with all the news coming out, if we see this turn a little bit more bearish, and I'm going to talk about some key levels and some things we saw on the chart that could have indicated that we could get a bigger move down. VWAP coming down on the 4-day, money flow generally trending to the downside as well. Now, we are not typically at that. We are not really at that point in the cycle where we typically do see money flow come out harshly on these higher time frames. This is typically where price just kind of comes back up, drags that money flow back into the green, and then it's off to the races. But this money flow binarily, right? I think that's a made-up word, but if you're looking at this binarily, this is simply coming out, right? I am just bringing the information on the charts. Money flow coming out, VWAP coming down. Once we get that red dot here, guys, we could potentially get that trigger wave, which would maybe be able to bring us down a bit further here. Now, beyond that 4-day, this is going to take some time to play out. However, if we take a look at the 3-day, money flow coming to the downside as well. We kind of came up a little bit. But this VWAP, right? VWAP coming to the downside. This is kind of hard to see just through that money flow wave. VWAP rolling over, money flow rolling over. And as you guys know, as we saw this money flow coming back up, it's really not anything to write home about until you can start breaking these significant previous highs on the money flow wave. And that's where you could try to anticipate another big green wave. But until then, we may just be continuing to trend out, with this little fake out to the upside. So, money flow still generally coming out on the 3-day. And then you take a look at that 2-day, which obviously we got the money flow crossover into the red a while ago. But this VWAP, this was something we were looking at on the live stream yesterday for a potential push to the downside, right? We were looking for that red dot to print. And this is kind of the signal I was saying, like, I want to see that signal print and then kind of see what it winds up giving us to try to anticipate what's coming next. And we now do have that 2-day red dot printing with this money flow coming back to the downside. Now, this is what we were looking at a few weeks ago as this money flow was crossing over into the red and the 3-day money flow started coming out. We were saying, hey, once we get that 3-day green dot or 2-day green dot, which they are both in similar situations, once we got these green dots, we did anticipate a push to the upside. But with money flow and the direction money flow was going, we anticipated this to be a lackluster push to the upside before potentially putting in a lower high and continuing down, potentially breaking structure back to the downside. Now, again, I'm not necessarily calling for this, but I'm just explaining what we would anticipate based off money flow on these higher time frames. But not only would we potentially be able to see that if money flow continues out here, but guys, we also came up to test a very, very key level of resistance. And this is something we've been looking at, which is the 786 golden pocket retracement when pulled from the absolute high to the absolute low of this entire range. And if we are going to look, right, when I see money flow coming out like this on any time frame, it could be on the 5-minute, the 3-minute, the 20-minute, whatever it is, right? When you have money flow coming out and you have a green dot down here and that money flow is consistently coming to the downside, you are generally going to anticipate money flow indicates the longer term trend. The green and red dots indicate the ebbs and the flows in the market, right? Ebb, flow, well, ebb, flow, ebb, flow, ebb, flow, ebb, flow, right? But the money flow indicates the overall trend. So with that being said, if we're going to be looking at something like the 2-day or the 3-day with money flow coming out here, you could anticipate that maybe the trend could potentially continue to the downside. And if you were looking at this green dot on the 2-day, and that green dot on the 3-day, giving you that retracement to the upside. This is, where would you expect that lower high to come in? Well, simply put, you're going to be looking at the 786 golden pocket retracement. We came into the golden pocket. We tested that 786 almost to the dollar, which was also the value area high of our macro range, which we also kissed almost to the dollar. And we did wind up putting in some bearish divergences here, higher highs on our price action on the 16 and 12 hour, as well as the 8 hour and some other time frames. But higher highs on price action, lower highs on your momentum waves into that key level of resistance, and then we get that move to the downside. And then once you lose that $67,000 POC that we have here, let me zoom in a bit. Once you lose that $67,000 POC, I was talking about this in the market update earlier. Once you lose this level, you could potentially begin, your bigger move back down to lower prices. And a big key level that I will be watching here is this value area low, which is sitting at about $61,600. And this is going to be but yeah, the chat's distracting me right now. But yeah, this value area low sitting at 61.6 is kind of the next major level of support. And again, we talked about this earlier in the market update, saying if we can't get above that point of control, may be able to start that journey down lower. Now, we do have some local levels within here that we could potentially get a bounce from. And I will talk about those in just a second. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, just to we have to understand how we got here to understand where we may be going. But very simply put, we came up to the 786 value area high. We also had a weekly weekly horizontal up here as well that we wound up rejecting. But we came up to the high, put in the bearish divergences, got the rejection, lost the POC, and now we could potentially start our way down to that $61,600 value area low. And that is kind of what I'm looking at least in the medium term, right? This is probably going to take a little bit of time to play out unless we see some kind of mega nuke here. But that is basically what I am looking at. Now, another thing we've been watching, guys, is the medium hourly time frame money flow. We looked at this very heavily yesterday with our 4-hour money, this is the 5-hour money flow coming to the downside, now crossing over into the red. We also have the 4-hour money flow crossing over into the red as well. We had a little bit of a fake out into the green here earlier, but that is now coming back into the red. All things that would make you anticipate the trend to continue down. Now, I did take a little scalp long yesterday. I did obviously get stopped out of that, but obviously, this money flow coming out did kind of give us that inkling that we may be able to reverse. So I am going to be looking, and the volume profile makes it kind of nice to have that easy, nice, easy roadmap. I'm going to get rid of this fib just to clean things up. That nice, easy roadmap, right? If we do wind up getting a bounce here off some of these local levels, which we're going to go over in a second, if we get a bounce, the key level to get above here is that POC in order to come back up to the value area high. But until then, and as long as we remain below this POC, we can easily expect a further move to the downside as long as we break those levels of support locally right here. And that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. For the most part, shout out to anybody who saw that market update right before we got it up. I think it was at like 2 o'clock. Thank God it was just in time right before the dump, giving those key levels and talking about how key this POC was going to be as support. So that's what I'm looking at in the medium term, guys. Other than that, 2-day red dot freshly printing here. This is likely to confirm. We have another day. So unless we really start yeeting out of here, this is likely to confirm tomorrow. And then money flow would come into the red. And in that case, again, I'm not calling for this necessarily, but I do just want you guys to remember, because it takes a lot of time for this stuff to play out. And being that we go live every weekday, it gets kind of redundant looking at the same exact thing. So I kind of don't mention that, I try to shift the kind of what we look at sometimes. So we're not looking at the same thing every single day. But just remember, if we do wind up seeing a black swan or something big come out of here, and we get that big dump to the downside, potentially targeting those next key levels of macro support, which don't come in until 51 to 52K. Again, I'm not calling for this, right? I'm just saying if we do see that move, just understand what we're seeing on the charts here and what we had been looking at on the charts ever since we had this dip down to 53K could be, looking in hindsight, being like, well, hey, we saw that money flow cross over into the red on that 2-day money flow, right? And then if we get that retracement, we would look for the 786 golden pocket retracement to potentially put in a macro lower high. And if we see that break of structure to the downside to that 51 to 52K zone, this indeed was on the charts before it happened, right? If we do wind up seeing that happen. But again, we have a lot of work to do to get down there, right? So in the meantime, I am simply just focusing on this larger range, because even if we come down to this value area low, we have some nice key levels down here. I want to be clear. I'm not necessarily anticipating this, but what we're seeing right now, if this money flow comes back into the red and it winds up happening, that is going to be something that was on the charts that we were able to see. So with that being said, right, for the most part, right now, what I'm watching is this main range. $61,600 is going to be that next major level of support. Even if we come down below, we have some key levels here, and we could just potentially continue to respect this range, guys. Remember, the summers are oftentimes very, very boring for Bitcoin. So if we do wind up coming down here, again, this was kind of, once we came up to this range high and we got that rejection down, this was not what I wanted, right? Because it was very likely to point to a pretty boring summer, right? And what happened? We wound up coming down, coming back into the range. I really hope we don't just wind up being range bound until September, which is definitely a possibility because this is oftentimes what we see in the summer. If you come back all the way over here, between about almost the same exact time frame between like March all the way to about August, we were essentially just range bound here, right? So like this summer was very, very boring as well. March, April, May, June, and July, all the way up into September, and then September we finally got the big move to the upside, which would kind of line up, right? Because I think a lot of people are expecting the rate cuts to happen in September. So we did kind of just, jiggy sideways here, or just bing bong around in this range up until September. That could be where you get the rate cuts and then finally get the breakout. But until then, guys, this is the major range. This has been reliable ever since it was created, rejecting the highs for the fire short positions, bouncing off the lows or deviating below the low, reclaiming the value area, going to the high, back to the low, deviation, back to the high. We could be on our way back to the low, and this is what I'm going to be looking at the market in terms of context, right? And then until we really start breaking below 56, 57K, below this weekly level, that's where I would probably expect that bigger move down to 51 to 52. But we have some work to do to get down there, right? So we don't have to look down there until we start really seeing some panic in the markets. But I do want to talk about some more local levels here, guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up really, really quick. Which one is it? Okay, here we go. So let's go down to something like the 30-minute here. So we do have some local value area, or one local value area that I am watching very closely, and it is sitting right here, right? Well, there's actually a few that I'm looking at here. Let me zoom, close that out. Let's come up to the 1 hour so we can make it a little bit more tangible. There's actually a few different ranges that I'm looking at within here, but this is technically the entire range. But other than this, I am looking at more of a local range, just kind of incorporating these candles. But I did get these, actually, the long that I took right here was based off that smaller range. So let me actually just kind of show that to you guys. Right, so if you pull it to this range right here, you have the value area low with the 786 just underneath. We had an SFP as well as a bullish divergence down here. Caught that nice little scalp. Just missed that golden pocket, which was where we were looking for another short position. But we front ran that level, unfortunately. Once I was looking at this, I pulled the whole range, and I did like, let me just pull it back here. I did like how this value area low was lining up with this golden pocket. I don't know why the 618 is not on here. Lining up with this golden pocket and the value area low. And, when I was looking at this yesterday, right, when I was looking to enter that trade, or when I did enter the trade, when I'm looking at this, right, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the smaller range and I'm saying, okay, cool. We could potentially bounce here, go back to the POC, get above the POC, back to the value area high. But then when I decided to incorporate all of these candles here, this is where I was saying, hey, maybe, just maybe, we could potentially see a drop down to this macro, I don't want to say macro, but this larger value area low. I did get stopped out of this long position, and then obviously this is bar replay mode, so if we play this along, we are now getting this move down to the value area low. If we lose this key level here, and again, we do have some local levels that we could look to get bounces off of, this 786, we've already come down to the value area low. This 786 is coming in at 63.8. This is going to be another key level to look at. If we lose this level, guys, I will say, probably going to be more likely that we get the bigger move down. Really, if we lose this low down at 62.4, that's kind of the last line of defense. But once we lose this 786, we could be the warning sign that we need to see that bigger move down towards that CME gap that we know we have down closer to between about 59 and 58K. And we took a look at these key levels of support yesterday. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Where is it? There it is, right? So we have this naked value area sitting down here between about 58 and 59K, where we have that CME gap. We took a look at this yesterday. If we pull up the CME gap indicator, right, that CME gap is sitting right in the middle of these two key levels. So if we lose this 786 and we see the bigger drop to the downside, this is the last line of defense. Once we start losing this level, in my opinion, I don't want to be the guy, right? And again, we have a lot of work to get down there. We have plenty of support below. And again, that $61,000 level is also going to be key, as it's the macro value area low of the larger range here that we just looked at. But, you know, once we start losing this range, guys, that is very likely to bring us back down to that 51 to 52K zone, which we've been looking at a few weeks ago, you know, when we were, you know, as we were looking for this retracement back to the upside. But, you know, there's no telling what is going to happen here. So, you know, no one knows for 100% what's going to happen, but we will have these levels on our chart, and we will be looking for those trade confirmations as we interact with the levels, right? But for now, really the main thing I'm looking at is going to be the current volume profile, right? 61.5, and then let me pull up that lower range of support. Where's it at? Where'd it go? Oh my God, where is it? Here it is. I'm going to drag this up here. So yeah, you know, 61, maybe we dip below that value area, tap on some of these key levels, and then get back inside the range. But yeah, we have plenty of support below us, right? Like, I'm not really worried until we start losing this to see the big move down. Other than that, looking at this large range, hopefully we can recover here, but we'll have to see what happens, because that money flow on the higher time frames is starting to look a little bit suspicious, especially with that 2-day red dot. So we'll have to see what happens. Let me come down to these lower time frames. Yeah, just bing-bonging around here. So there you go. Let's go ahead and check in on chat really quickly. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Akira Project. Said, yeah, he said just like Frankie just said. Yeah, between about 60K and 59 is really where that's sitting, in the 58K zone. I mean, I could pull it back up here on the indicator, CME gap, or we could pull it up on the CME exchange. But there you go. There is that gap. All right. Let's go ahead and see. Shout out to Brad Guidell. How you doing, bro? Good to see you in here. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. We have just enough people in here to get 550 likes on the live stream to give away some free hats. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Results Only Club. Said, be the guy. Tell the truth. Shout out to Results. Yeah, bro. I am not here to tell you price is going up if I do not think it's going up. And to be honest, I'm kind of like, you know, a lot of the times we look at the bullish and the bearish case. We are traders, right? So we don't just like, you know, you guys never see me do this, right? I'm never going to come up here and just bet 100% on something happening, right? Like when I say, oh my God, it's definitely going to pump here. That's not how the markets work, right? That's not how trading works. So I'll never come up here just to gamble on a direction, right? I could give you what bias I'm leaning towards, right? Like, hey guys, here's the bullish case. Here's the bearish case. This is how I approach the live streams, right? Bullish case, bearish case, and then I try to let you guys know which way I'm leaning. But oftentimes, guys, I'm in longs, I'm in shorts. Sometimes I'm in longs and shorts at the same time. So it doesn't really matter for us, right? We're traders. We make money whether the price is going up or down. So that is why we always look at the same both scenarios, right? I think it's so funny when people go, you're looking at the bull. You're just saying it could go up or down. And it's like... Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Sit down. We will help you. We're going to help. We're going to teach you how these markets move and why, you know, in the long term, you could try to bet, right? Like the only time I'm really trying to bet on catching a bottom is when I'm looking to accumulate in the bear market, right? And, you know, we have some nice strategies to do that we talked about as we were coming down into the bear market. But even then, guys, it's not like I'm putting all my money in here saying, oh, that's it. That's the bottom, right? We DCA into the markets. I started buying in right after this last little dip to the downside. I bought a little here. 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 And then I bought a little here. So when I bought it here, was I upset that it dumped again? Not at all, right? It's part of the strategy. And when it comes to the shorter term trades, we are simply just looking at both cases. And sure, we can lean one more, we can lean in more. We can lean in one direction more, but we're always going to keep that thought process of this thing can go in the opposite direction. Like crypto does crazy things, especially in crypto. You see crazy stuff happen. So it is literally going to be it's going to be anti-beneficial. It's going to be a disadvantage to only look in one direction and just like look at the charts and be like, man, when is this thing going to pump? We are just looking for those moves in the market to capitalize on the pumps and the dumps. And if you watch the channel, you guys will know that, right? But that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin right now, guys. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Said, lots of new faces in here. Subscribe to stay updated. We truly have the best trading community. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. I would have to agree with you on that. as, I mean, arguably, I would probably even think that the most. So shout out to Tony D. Thank you for that super chat, bro. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Here's my professional opinion. Up or down is on the table. Thank me later. Shout out to Incognito. Yes, definitely. And that's never the goal of these live streams, guys, right? Like, I don't care about like calling one direction and then like being right or being wrong, right? Like, that is literally not what we care about. We care about, you know, looking at what we need to happen to get the moves that we want, right? If we want to look for a move to the upside, what I would like to do is look at what we need to see to have that happen, not just look for a signal and then call for the move. So yeah, we are looking at actual information here, not gambling. Shout out to Incognito, let's go. But yeah, it's funny, like a lot of new people who like are like just learning about crypto or learning about trading, they think that it's like a way to like cover being right or wrong. I am happy to say, like, I took a scalp long right here. Right here. I took a scalp long. It bing-bonged around. I woke up. We were in a little bit of profit, and then I got stopped out. Because that's the thing, right? I was right for a little bit, right? Like that trade was looking something like this, right? So I was right about that for 2%, right? So if I were just looking for a 2% move, that would have been a fire trade, right? But, I was actually hoping it was going to come up a little bit higher, right? So I just got stopped out. So that's a perfect example of me being wrong. I have no problem because there's no way to hide being wrong, right? I come up here every day. So I couldn't come up here and be like, oh, I called it. And then people are like, we were in here yesterday. You didn't call it, right? So it's kind of hard to get away with that stuff anyway. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crimson Nova. What is going on, bro? Said, yo, Mafia fam, new to crypto the past couple of months, tuning in religiously to shows to learn and keep updated. This show is one of my favorites. Thanks for the alpha and the vibes. It's 100. Let's go. Shout out to Crimson. I appreciate you, bro. And that is Crimson Vibes, not Crimson Caravan Company. We have another Mafia member, OG of the channel. Don't want to mix them up. But shout out to Crimson Nova. Welcome in, bro. We're happy to have you. And thanks for adding to the vibes, bro. We appreciate you. And Dave Digital in the chat. Let's go. Like number 206 is Dave Digital's. Welcome in, bro. Dave, let's get it, bro, with the epic profile picture. Let's get it. But, guys, if you want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Rob, the Crypto Sample, count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Rob, let's do like 3 requests because there are some things I want to take a look at. Good to see you, Dave. What is going on, bro? How are you? WW3 Vibes dumped BTC. Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on that for quite some time. Is it going to dump us? Potentially. I do think, right? Like, we are kind of hilariously near that. You know, I mean, we are past it, right? But, you know, March 2020, we had a black swan. Are we going to get a black swan this cycle? Who knows? Maybe it comes in a little later. We get a nice little black swan on some WW3 news. But just like we know on that black swan during 2020, it would have been a horrible time to sell your bags. Just remember this, guys. I'm not telling people to just hold your bags endlessly if it goes to zero. It's not a good idea either. But just understand, right, especially if you're accumulating near the bottom, any black swan, I'll put it this way. If we see a black swan and we don't break certain levels, I will be buying that dip with any of the cash that I have left. I still got a couple racks here on the desk. Yeah, I might have to just go ahead and deposit them into a Coinbase here. Actually, we got a few stacks. So we have some here to dump in, but this cash isn't really going to do us anything because we're gonna have to digitize this to make any money with it. I'm just all games, guys. I'm just joking. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, what's up, multi-sig dummy? Welcome in, bro. But let's go ahead and real quick, guys. I want to take a quick look at Ethereum, which is actually holding up pretty good here. Again, not that we've seen like anything too crazy happen just yet, but holding that key level. What was that level we were looking at yesterday? That value area low, spider line confluence. And where are we sticking to right now? Right here. Now, very simply put, I'll be honest with you guys, not much has really changed since yesterday as far as Ethereum goes, right? At least as far as the levels. We're holding the spider line value area low. If we break below this, the next key level of support is going to be this golden pocket daily naked point of control. Been looking at this for quite some time. And then below that, you have the 786 with another daily horizontal and daily naked point of control. So this is definitely going to be a level you want to watch as well. I'll actually tighten up that box as well. And then you have a fresh daily underneath that at about 2786. But to be quite honest with you, this is your key level. And then daily naked point of control, golden pocket sitting at about 3,063, and then below that you have the 786 daily naked point of control, closer to 2930. But other than that, right, like same thing on Ethereum, very similar kind of sentiment here. 4-hour red dot was printing. I believe that was printing. Was that did that just confirm? Yeah, that was just printing yesterday. That is now confirmed. Money flow continuing to the downside. And again, we are in a little bit of a weird situation, guys, right? Because we're, again, at the point in the cycle, and I talk about this all the time, so I don't really want to beat the dead horse here, but I think it is worth it to kind of talk about at least a little bit here. If you're going by the 4-year cycle, right, which, is the 4-year cycle real? Arguably not. Arguably it is. We talk about this a lot. I've talked about this forever. Is it just tied to traditional finance? Who knows? It honestly seems pretty likely, in my opinion. Does the halving make sense? It gets more rare, right? The halving happens. It gets twice as hard to mine the Bitcoin. Therefore, it becomes more rare. Therefore, that creates a supply shock, and that's what raises the price, right? It makes perfect sound sense, right? I'm not going to argue that logic. That totally makes sense. And is that true? Sure, maybe that's what moves the price. But when you look at this, anytime Bitcoin moves or the altcoin market moves, it is always in line with traditional finance, right? We've never seen Bitcoin through a real recession, right, where the stock market is plummeting. Bitcoin was created in 2000, basically at the financial crisis in 2008, right? That's basically what caused Bitcoin to be created, right? A new financial system that isn't broken. But because of that, it was created technically after that, right? So Bitcoin has never gone through something like that, right? So we see the stock market do something crazy. And here's the thing, guys. Pull up the SPY. If you pull this up side by side, right, the SPY and Bitcoin. Come on, go away. What are you doing here? You're cramping my style over here. All right, here we go. So 4-day, whatever. We'll just come to the 4-day on Bitcoin as well. Let's zoom out, get away market cipher B, and let's take a look here, right? What happens? Get rid of the VPVR. Where are we? June 2022. Okay. So, what happens when the stock market dumps during 2020, right? Bitcoin dumps during 2020. What happens when Bitcoin goes into a parabolic bull run, right? Stock market is absolutely skyrocketing, right? What happens when the stock market tops out and we go into a big correction? Bitcoin goes into a big correction, right? What happens when the stock market bottoms out and we start going back up and to the right? The Bitcoin goes back up and to the right, right? Like, this is very clearly mirroring the stock market. There's really no arguing that. Now, does it also line up with the halving? Absolutely, right? So it's kind of hard to separate those things until we see a catalyst that actually separates it, right? So we see a big financial crisis or something, and the stock market absolutely plummets. And I'll be honest, like, this thing is just like nothing goes up and to the right forever. But if you did see some kind of like crazy dumpo candle here, in my opinion, right, like, there's very rare chance that Bitcoin is just going to like go off into the right, unless the banks collapse. I don't even know if that was the case, that everyone would just flood right into Bitcoin, but I think it would take a little bit of time. You'd probably see an immediate reaction and then a big recovery. But let's just remember that, right? Bitcoin could very easily just be tied to traditional finance, and I just proved it, right? It's not my opinion. Like, just look at the charts. The information is there. Now again, maybe the stock market plummets, and that halving does still carry us into higher highs. The stock market plummets and crypto goes crazy, but there really is nothing that we can really point to that is solid evidence that's going to happen, right? We would have to anticipate, 10 out of 10 times when the stock market dumps, Bitcoin dumps. I'm a trader, right? So I'm going to bet on the odds that are more likely, right? And maybe I'll be wrong, right? But either way, I think that it would eventually, the banks go down or something like that. Eventually, that would be good for Bitcoin. But anyway, let's continue on here. Let me go pull up one chart here. But let's pull up Ethereum, right? Back to Ethereum. Key levels, right? Hold that spider line value area low. We could just remain in the range. We lose it, looking down to that daily naked point of control. So there you go. And now, are we going to see that black swan come in? Definitely interesting to pay attention to. Shout out to Tony D, said like check. Smash that like button, guys. We're going for 550 on tonight's live stream for free. Frank, what do we have to give away to get 550 likes? Tony D, put some good options out there. Put some good options in that poll, and let us know. Let us know what the let us know what you guys want to. Well, what do we have to do to get people to hit the like button? Let us know. Let's see what's that first. Smash that like button if you think Jay Powell will dump Bitcoin. If you think Golden dumped Bitcoin, wow, Golden. Frankie forgot to call Satoshi. Yeah, Tony, I thought we were not going to mention that. But anyway, you just love this community. I love that poll, man. But let's see. 10 Bitcoin, 10 Chainlink? We can give away 10 Chainlink. Let's see. Okay. Who said it? Seth Shepard said 10 Chainlink. I will give away 10 Chainlink if we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream. If you guys want to join that, if we get 550 tonight, and we are going to give away 10 Chainlink, go ahead and leave a comment on today's market update video. Leave a comment there to enter into that giveaway if we get 550. If we don't, then we won't do it. But if we do, you're going to want that comment on there because you will get 10 chain link. Bitcoin 2025 ticket. Ooh, baby. That's not a bad prize either. Let's go. Run a poll, Tony. Run a poll. 10 chain link. Yeah, let us know. Maybe use your imagination or maybe take requests. All right, let's see. Nikki94 Boo, what is going on? Said, I just want to be bright and shiny green, not stupid dude gray. I broke my YouTube. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. We'll get you green in just a minute. I'm sure in the next few live streams, you will get a green name. I can almost promise you that. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. What is going on, bro? He says, did Mrs. Candles get you that shot collar yet? Asking for a friend. Hashtag Team Mrs. Candles. RMT. Bro, I thought you were on my side. What? I don't understand. Unbelievable. You meet Mrs. Candles, and all of a sudden she wins you over. I know those blue eyes are encapsulating. She just puts people under hypnosis. But she's not always innocent. She's not 100% innocent. But anyway, yeah, shout out to anybody at Bitcoin Nashville may have met Mrs. Candles. We were laying her low. People were like, is that Mrs. Candles? I was like, no, it's Tony's assistant. It was Mrs. Candles. Anyway, let's continue on here. All right, 10 links. I like that. Shout out to Nigel. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Ethereum. Other than that, same thing. 4-day red dot printing. And the whole reason, I'm sorry I got sidetracked, guys. The reason I brought up the Bitcoin being tracking with traditional finance is because on the 4-day, if you look, right, we are not at that point in the cycle. If I pull up my cycle chart here really quickly, bada boom, bada bing. Not gonna lie, Mrs. Candles made a prediction on Bitcoin, and she's like low-key about to be right. But anyway, I'm about to put her on camera. I'm about to fall back and do the back end and put Mrs. Candles. She got way more views than I will. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Okay, so if we pull up this cycle chart, guys, right? And what we're looking at here is just marked out cycles, distance between bottoms, distance between halvings, distance between tops and halvings and tops and bottoms, all that good stuff. But what I want you guys to pay attention to here is just the halvings, right? Last time we had a halving was May of 2020. We had the halving happen. We basically just bing-bonged sideways, and then eventually in September it was off and to the right. Now, what did we see happen here on the if we come to the 4-day, right? If we come to the 4-day, you go to that halving. After the halving, that 4-day money flow crosses over into the green. This is a major high time frame, right? Once that money flow crosses over into the green, sure, it dips down, but never goes into the red. Then it dips down again, never goes into the red. And for the most part, it was in a green wave for the entire, at least first half of that bull run, right? I do believe this was the actual top. This was some kind of inflated dead cat bounce. But, this is... You see it come out, but you never see it come into the red. And if we come onto our current state here, halving happens. We're in the green already. Not necessarily the time where we see like money flow go into the red and then we just see a massive dump on Bitcoin. But this is kind of more the time where, money flow fakes out to the downside and comes back into a bigger green wave for a massive pump. So we are in a little bit of a sketchy situation here. I will say that. And like even here, right, we were already in the green. We faked out into the red on the Black Swan event. But again, history does not always repeat itself. Oftentimes it rhymes, but it doesn't always repeat. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these altcoins, guys. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. We took a look at ETH. Let's take a look at Solana as we were looking at Solana yesterday. Pull up the live stream chart real quick. Bada boom. Is everything okay? Where is the Solana chart? Where's the live stream chart? There it is. Okay. So let's take a look at Solana. So Solana, yikes. Not yikes, really, but, what we were looking at on Solana here, and here it is, right? We got the bounce off our key level here. We got the bounce, bada boom, through the value area into this local naked volume profile. From the low to the high, deviation, back to the low, and then we broke out, right? But for the most part, I took these levels off the chart yesterday just to clear things up, right? Like, what were we looking at here? You get above this level, you look for the continuation through the whole volume profile. We just barely front ran that value area high, daily naked point of control. But we are getting that little rejection. And as we were looking at yesterday, if we got the move down, where are we going to be looking at for some support? We're going to be looking at this old naked value area that we actually wound up breaking out of. And here we are, playing around with that value area high. So let me come up to the 1 hour here. Right, so this is coming from this old range right here, but you can see the levels are respected, right? I'll get rid of this fib as well. Bada boom, right in this box. And I will also, let me just label these levels, right? So value area low, POC, value area high. So, at this point, fix this box. At this point, what are we looking at? Get stuck under this level. You could be moving your way back down to the POC at 167 and then back down to the low at 164. If we're able to stick a bounce here and break the highs, very clear resistance above. This is kind of simple analysis, right? Because it's very obvious what is likely to happen, or not likely to happen, but the obvious levels are here. So just looking at this local volume profile, if you get a strong bounce here, next key level of resistance is between 196 and 201 at the value area high daily naked point of control. And that's all I'm really going to give, because we look at Solana every single day. But yeah, these are definitely going to be the local levels. If we start losing this value area, we could potentially be looking down towards the macro value area low, and POC, right? This POC and value area low are very close. So if we lose, this box, we could potentially be on the way back down to the low of this range. All right, new poll is up. Shout out to Tony D. Says, all right, let's see. What will it take to get 550 likes? BTC 25 tickets, 250 in an alt of your choosing. 30-minute call with Frankie, and Mrs. Candle's face reveal. Dang, I'm not going to lie. I would have thought that Mrs. Candle's face reveal would have won that. But you throw that money around, 250. I don't have any 10s over here. So maybe it'll only be 240. But we got it. We got the cash right here. And if your favorite altcoin is an inflated fiat garbage that is disappearing slowly before our eyes, we will give you the cash as well. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. I cannot say that name, but shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Wants to see Ada. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you for the super chat. Says this community is the very best. Shout out to Captain. I would 100% agree with you. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Solana. Those are the local levels if we get the continuation to the downside. But let's see here. Yeah, daily red dot and bearish divergence. 3-day money flow and VWAP coming down. Looking the same as everything else. Potential continuation to the downside based off the higher time frames. Yo, shout out to Dream Tanks TV. Says 500 plus likes equals shake those cheeks on camera. Shout out to Dream Tanks. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm not afraid, guys. I could shake these things. Let me tell you. Let's see. I used to be a fat baby, and yeah, these cheeks still hold some of that jiggle. I'll tell you. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Taking a look at let's take a look at H bar. Bada boom. We'll take a look at the Bybit. We're gonna take a look at the Bybit perpetuals. There we go. All right, so we got a clean chart here. What has the most? I'm going to look at whatever has the most price history. H bar. Come on. Maxi. There we go. Okay. So let's take a look here, right? We're pretty far away from here. I'm not going to pay attention to that volume profile. I'm going to give you the local levels here, right? I'm not going to break this down super. I'm not going to break down like the long term, the short term, and the micro. I'm just going to break down kind of what is locally relevant to us. So here we are, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull this little volume profile. Let's go ahead. Bada boom, turn that neutral. You got your high, your POC, and your low. Bada boom. And, oh, bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So yeah, you can see these levels are respected. So yeah, naked value area right down here. Between about I'll just call it 0.0637 and 0.05892, right? So if we do continue down, kind of similar to Solana, just coming down to a local value area, we get stuck in this range and lose this POC. Probably going to get that bigger move down. Let me actually see here. Frankie Cheeks, shout out to Bitfrog. Oh, God. They already call me Frankie Calves. I'm just like a piece of meat on the internet, guys. I mean, I can't say I don't enjoy it, but hey. Anyway, let's see here. Bada boom. Come on, bada boom. Okay, yeah, so you do have a macro 786 down here in this zone as well. Any naked points of controls? Let's see. Any weekly naked points of controls? Let's see. Bada boom. All right, we have a tapped one right there. Monthly. Daily. Coming to bar replay mode. That's not going to work. Okay. So, yeah, that macro 786 is somewhat nice for some extra support. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a zone I would be watching. Kind of a wonked out chart here. Like, how does H-bar even move like this? It's just like absolute moonshot and then just instantly eaten back up. And, you know, you can also kind of look at this as somewhat of a macro range, right? Which, yeah, all the volume's up here, so that's all wonked. Kind of an ugly chart. H-bar has a hideous chart. It's just like, yeah, like, what is this? It's just like, ugh. Yeah, it's like even this upper range, this washout just ruins this whole range for the most part. But yeah, I will pull some other key levels here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is really, these are your relevant levels down here. Come on over to the 4 hour, right? You can maybe pull this as a volume profile. Go ahead and mark this out. Bada boom. Bada bing. Yeah, so maybe we deviate a little bit. I mean, yeah, I don't even know if I'd be paying attention to that just yet. I would be watching this lower range. If you get to move back up, I mean, you got resistance right above you. You can pull that, you know, range that I just pulled right here. Key resistance, I mean, I would probably mark this out maybe. You know, 0.07307, right? So if you do break back into this, maybe if you do break back into this volume profile, this POC sitting right here at about 0.06713 is going to be key, right? So you have a volume profile here and then a volume profile like directly attached to it. So key level to break above right now is this value area low at 6386. About 6.06386. Get it back above this. You can go to the POC and value area high. Other than that, I'd be looking at these levels down below. And then, you know, 2-day red dot confirmed. 3-day red dot confirmed, 4-day red dot confirmed, 5-day red dot printing. So, yeah, not impossible to get a bigger move down here. Those are your key levels below. 786 here, value area low. These are going to be super key because if you lose these, probably going for a lower price target, in my opinion. So, there you go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to DJ Johnny said, who TF? Who the F sold their Bitcoin earlier to make it dump? Come on. Own up. Let's go. Shout out to DJ Johnny. What is going on, bro? Or D Johnny. Thank you for being here, bro. Good to see you. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine 89. Wick's wife. I actually don't know your real name. It's weird. Wick's wife. I wanted to meet you in Nashville. It's a bummer I didn't get to, but I'm glad you got the hat. Did you get the hat? I think you did get a hat, right? I think we gave it to Wick. Unless he's hoarding it for himself. Shout out to Wick and Wick's wife. Hey, shout out to Golden. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much, bro. He says, go away, emojis. Come on. There we go. Shout out to Golden. Said, this is fake internet. This is fake internet money. Never made me money. Yo, shout out to Golden. Yeah, it's all a scam, guys. Bitcoin's going to zero. Everything is a scam. Everything is a scam, including crypto. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know if Golden's kidding. If Golden's not kidding, it probably is a scam. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, Golden, was it you? Was it you? Sometimes Golden sells, guys, and it just, Bitcoin takes a dive. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our next altcoin, which is going to be Link, which we may be able to give some away if we get hit 550 likes. Hey, Tony, we actually might make a way without having to do that. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Golden, man. Yeah, shout out to Spring says, "Lol, I made money, then I lost it." Yeah, shout out to Spring. It's a common situation to be in crypto. I'm rich and I'm poor. Oh my God, I'm rich and it's all gone. Nothing matters. It'll come back one day. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. All right, let's check out Link here real quick. Let's see. Link. Okay, this is... What happened to my Link chart? What the heck? Let's see here. Is my Link chart just fried? Somebody on my trading view? Hang on one sec. It's not. I thought it was Link Coinbase. Where is my Link chart, guys? We're going to have to start all over. Oh, my God. This is such an old chart. Oh, my God. Guys, this is a rare scenario. Is this just... What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. I've never used red lines in my life. I think Man, what is this? Guys, what did I just find? What is this? I can't find the real chart, but I just found a piece of history, apparently. What is this? Anyway, let's see. Did I just lose my link chart forever, guys? That was a fire link chart, I'm not going to lie. That would be the saddest thing ever. Yeah, I think we might have lost it. Never mind. I'm going to have to turn everything on here. Okay. Oh, God. This is going to be a nightmare. All right. I'll give you guys a I'll give you guys a fresh link chart because this one is just going to be... Okay, no. We're good. I'll just pull a fresh volume profile. Okay. Bada boom. Just kind of rebuilding this a bit. I'll get rid of this. Get rid of that. 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 Boom. 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 Okay. I'll just work with what we got here. Okay. So let me pull this volume profile real quick. I mean, this is a pretty simple scenario, guys. We are simply bing-bonging around below our major profile, right? Like still for Link, the major level to get above is this 17-cent level. You got to break above this level in order to see the bigger move up for Link. But I will, just because we're coming down right now, I will talk about support levels. So pull up the, those are old. That's old. 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 There's a doorway to higher prices. Let's see, local. Macro. Okay, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so these are still very, very... oh, no, all this stuff got hit. POC, high volume node. Okay, so that worked. That's tapped. Come over here. Come on. Give me this profile. Okay, so for the most part, I'll be honest with you guys, right? We have the bear market range, clear break out of that bear market range, start testing that upper range, which is the level at 17 cents that we need to get above to see the bigger move up. Other than that, we are simply just consolidating below this major value area. As long as we consolidate down here, and I could also look at this kind of local volume profile right here. POC, value area low, right? So if we can't get back above this local value area low, probably going to come down a bit lower. That's a random horizontal line. These are the next levels of support. Right here. POC value area low. If we continue down here and we break back above this, below this value area, I'd be looking for a $10.50 link. Very simply put. And we had 550 likes tonight. I hope it dumps to 1058 before we send it, so it's cheaper for us. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, this is the next zone of support. We keep coming down. This value area is likely to get respected. We start losing that, guys, to be quite honest with you. We could see the bigger move down, right? Because if you pull up the VPVR, which didn't just work, why was that? Once we break below this value area low, pretty big fall off in volume until you get down to these highs here, getting closer to the $8, $9 range. And then that next value area, right? When you see imbalance, right, what are you looking for, right? When price finds imbalance, in this case, if it was to the downside, let's say we come to this value area low, hopefully we could hold this and get a move back up. But if we don't and we lose this value area low, what are we going to be looking for? Much bigger move to the downside to our next value area, right? When price finds imbalance, it's going to seek or hunt previous balance, right? Or create new balance. Shout out to the sneakers. But yeah, that's what I would be looking at on Link. Those are the key levels. And then if things really start melting down, again, I'm not expecting Link to just randomly dump, 40%. But if it were to, these are the key levels to watch for. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, Golden with the super chats. Unbelievable, bro. Shout out to Golden, said, pump and dump the market like your mom. Joking. Maybe. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Yo, the replies on that. Oh, my God. I love that you can reply to super chats. That's hilarious. And then Golden with another super chat, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Says, sorry about that last one. I'm drunk and feeling zesty. Shout out to Golden. It's okay, Golden. You are drunk and zesty. Be as zesty as you want, Golden. Live your best life, bro. But there you go. Too funny, man. Shout out to Golden. Golden the GOAT, they call him. Come on, what is going on with this chat? What is going on? Okay, there we go. Yo, another round. Let's go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to Wick. Said Tom calls this seeking for balance, market efficiency, and I really, really like that. Yeah, essentially it's auction market theory, right? And I talk about this in the premium Discord a bit. And I will kind of I'll wrap up the live stream here with a little bit of educational sauce. Auction market theory is the idea that the market is constantly seeking fair value. The market likes balance. It does not like inefficiencies. That's why you see gaps filled. That's why you see price hunt these value areas all the time. And it's the reason why we're able to call. It's one of the reasons why we're able to predict a lot of the stuff that we do, right? So I'm going to pull up. Let me pull up something that we don't do TA on. I'm actually going to hide the candles just so I can pull a random volume profile, right? So here's your volume profile, right? So you have a volume profile here. Actually, let me pull the candles out. Real quick, just so I can pull multiple value areas. Actually, let me look at Milo for a very, very specific reason. Am I tripping right now? Let me just find a. You know what I'll do it on? I'll do it on Link, right? Because it's a. I'll do it on Bitcoin. Even better. There's Mrs. Candle's prediction. Is it going to come true? Bing. Right? It's funny. Oh, God. This is weird because it's not a, yeah. Mrs. Candles was looking for a move down for no reason, right? She's just guessing this stuff randomly. She was looking for a move down to 59K before the big blast off. Ooh, baby, if she's right. Oh, God. So I can't delete this, but I will hide it. But yeah, let me explain this really quickly, guys, because this will help a lot of people if you're learning. And anyone who's left here at the end of the stream, you probably are here to learn. So let me come up to the weekly time frame, and I want to talk about, and this is how we were able to predict so many different things. So you have a value area here, right? You have ranging price action here. You have ranging price action, we'll call it here, right? And we have ranging price. Well, I'll just use this as an example, right? I really would like a. There's other things that have a. I want to make sure. I really want to explain this in like the best way possible because. It's very, it plays out like so well almost all the time, right? Oh, wait, what was that? IOTX? No, ADA. Okay, this will work. This will work. Okay, so you have a value area here, right? You have another value area, you could argue, right here. And then you can argue again that you have another value area right here. And then you have a value area down here, right? And then if I go ahead and hide these candles, the idea here is that price is always seeking fair value, right? So we have multiple value areas, right? And let's just say price was trading around in this range, right? As it was, right? Here's your value area. This is balance, right? This is an efficient market, or as you were saying, Tom Crown would call it, this is just balance. This is fair value. Buyers and sellers are agreeing between these prices. Anytime price comes above this level, they look at it as overbought, and every time it comes below that level, it is looked at as oversold, right? And that's why you see these value areas play out so well. It's oversold, right? Oh my God, this is a cheap asset. If the fair value is between these two levels, I can pick some cheap assets up here and then expect them to come back into the fair value. If it comes above the fair value, this could be looked at as an expensive asset, and you could look to short it back into the fair value, right? Now, this works really well when you're trying to figure out where price is going to go next. So price ranges 80% of the time, right? 80% of the time it is ranging. 20% of the time it is either impulsive or trending, right? Other than that, you are ranging most of the time. So that's why we use the value areas. So you have range, right? And then you get imbalance, right? This is balance. Then you get imbalance, right? Or an inefficiency or displacement, right? Whatever you want to call it. There's a million words for it. But you get an impulse, right? A big, fast move to the downside where there is no balance, right? Sellers, in this case, would be overpowering the buyers, right? They no longer agree. Price was at a discount, right? But the sellers were too strong, and the sellers became imbalanced, right? The sellers beat the buyers, and that pushes price down in an imbalance, right? When price is in an imbalance, it is going to automatically and constantly, this is auction market theory, it is constantly seeking fair value. So once you get that imbalance, price is going to seek out the next area of balance, right? A previous area of balance. Oftentimes it's a previous area of balance, and then sometimes it can just create new balance. So I can say to myself, right, if price is ranging around here, then it ranges around there, and then price gets imbalanced again, I can expect this previous area of balance to give us a sticking point, because as there is imbalance in this zone, which is oftentimes where you see low volume gaps, price will move quickly through these areas, and then where is it going to stop? It's going to stop in those previous areas of balance, right? This previous value area is probably going to get respected again, right? Because price is always seeking the fair value, oftentimes previous fair value. So when you come up here, that's going to likely get respected again. And then if you get imbalance again, you're probably going to come up here. And then what can we say, right? Let me get rid of this for a second. What happens if we're trading up here in that profile that I just deleted? Let me get that back real quick. Bada boom, right? I'll get rid of this one, and then let me get rid of these lines. Bada boom. Bada bing, right? So let's say price bing bongs around, and then it comes down here, and then it goes up there. It respects that volume profile again. And then let's just say we get a move up into here, right? If we get imbalance, this is why this works, right? You have previous balance from this profile, and you have previous balance from this profile. So on the way down, when price becomes imbalanced again, and these sellers decide to beat the buyers, and price gets imbalanced, you're going to hunt out this area of balance, and if this doesn't get respected, or you wind up, losing it after respecting it, you're just going to hunt out these previous areas of balance. And this is the idea that, price is ranging 80% of the time. These little impulses are very, very short-lived, right? Because that's what happens, right? That's how the market moves. It gets a pump, and then it consolidates. It gets a pump, and then it consolidates. And, you only have to go as far, as to the Bitcoin chart to see that, right? Like, let's look at this. Impulse, range. Impulse, range. Trend, right? But overall, this was a range, right? Impulse, range. Impulse, kind of a wonked out grind to the upside. Range. Impulse, range. Impulse, range. But look how much longer and much more often we are ranging than we are impulsing. The impulses are very short-lived, and these impulses are also followed by the low volume gaps. And this is why I trade the way I trade, right? Because not only does trading these ranges give us more opportunities, because if price is ranging 80% of the time, this is the problem with breakout trading, in my opinion, right? One of the problems. You're limited to only trading breakouts, right? So if you're only trading 20% of the time, if you're only trying to catch those big breakouts, right? Assuming you're trading whatever time frame, right? But by trading the ranges, this gives us, we can trade 80% of the time, right? Because if price is ranging here, we can look to scalp the range until it breaks, right? You scalp the range until it's no longer respected, and then oftentimes, right, I'll come up to a smaller range, right? Because this is an actual example of what we were doing, right? Live in the premium Discord, right? We scalp this range. We have opportunities for longs, shorts, longs, shorts, longs, shorts, shorts, longs, right? So we take the advantage of all these ups and downs, day trading and scalping, but then when you do finally get that next big impulsive move, which is quick, right, before you start ranging again, oftentimes we are in a trade from the opposite end of the range. If this, right, we were likely looking at shorts here. We actually were looking at shorts here. This is the Bitcoin ETF approval candle right here, right? I'm not proud to say I know that, but we were looking at shorts here, and if price was going to break down lower, we were going to be in a short from the top. And if we were going to get the break to the upside, which we did, we were likely going to be in a long from the bottom here at about $39,980. And I actually am still long from that move, right? So the idea is little money, little money, little money, little money, little money, little money, big money, right? And you're not going to win every single one, right? You might be big. This is why we trade the way we trade, and that is the idea of market auction theory, right? Balance. Oh my God, we got imbalance. But what are we respecting here, right? What are we respecting here? Very simply put, guys. Very simply put. Where's my other chart here, right? Balance, imbalance, balance, imbalance, balance, imbalance, balance, imbalance. But look at this. What did price seek here? What was price seeking here? Very simply put, guys, this price was seeking previous value. Price gets impulsive. Oh my God, we're moving up. We're moving up. What levels did we wind up respecting? It was value that we built all the way back here in 2021 that wound up getting respected. And that is a perfect example of there's your balance, price becomes imbalance, and what does it seek? It seeks that previous balance, right? Even if it's coming from 2021. Very, very powerful stuff. And again, we talk about this a lot in the premium Discord. So there you go, guys. I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here. Let's see. Shout out to Golden, said 80% or 20%. Frankie is correct. 90. Yo, shout out to Golden. Gifting those memberships. Let's go. I did not even see that, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Golden for gifting those memberships. Absolutely legendary. Was that 100? He gifted 100 memberships. Absolutely unbelievable. Come on, chair. Yo, shout out to bro. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know what I just did. I just clicked a button. I got a little too excited here. But he says, yeah, 80% or 20%. Frankie is correct 99% of the time. Hashtag volume profiles. This is why I look at the market this way, guys. And I didn't invent this, right? Auction market theory has been around since I might be making that 70s. I might be making that up. But I did not invent this, right? It was someone way older than me that was doing this, probably, definitely before I was born. Let me see. Auction market theory. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. When invented. Just talking backwards to Google. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, auction market theory developed by J. Peter Steidelmeyer and expanded upon by Jim Dalton in his book, Mind Over Markets, explains how financial markets auctions when buyers and sellers interact. The theory focuses on two major objectives, facilitating. No, when. When. I want to know when. Auction market theory. Come on, give me the 80s. I was so close. So yeah, it was invented in the 80s. I did not make this up, but it is definitely a very, very profitable way to look at the markets, guys. So if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it because I would just be getting wrecked. So with all that being said, guys, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Golden, for all the support, all the memberships. And did he? Okay. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, guys. And yeah, clip that. Shout out to Golden. Yeah, it's, we'll have to see what happens, guys. Now you have the key levels of support and resistance. We'll see if we can get a bounce from those local levels that we were just looking at. But yeah, 4-day red dot money flow coming out. We'll have to see if we're going to get that longer-term bearish scenario to play out. If not, we got plenty of room. 61.6 is that next major key level we want to hold, the value area low of the major range or the macro range. So keep an eye on that. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a recovery later, but we'll have to see. That's all the time I got. I'll see you guys next time. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smash that like button. We don't owe anybody chain link yet, but if we get 550 before I end the stream, we're going to give away 10 chain link to somebody. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, all they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Well, shout out to Creighton C. Says auction market theory existed pre-60s and started becoming a more generalized theory in the late 60s, early 70s. So Google just lied to me. I was closer to being right. I wasn't 100% right. I said 70s, but 60s, late 70s, early 70s. So I was somewhat right. Google just lied to me and tried to make me feel wrong. But yeah, shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for dropping that sauce. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Love you all. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a
Go
string,
with the
you ain't seen
membership,
it like
let's
that.
go.
Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out,